What's up, self-healers? Lisa Lightfeather here. Welcome to my channel, Closing the Gap. We make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing in your spiritual journey. Today, I wanted to come on and speak about the phase of the narcissist empath dynamic, the hoovering phase. So this normally comes after the discard phase. So as we always say, the narcissist comes in with the love bombing. You know, the bottle of wine, the dozen roses on the white horse with the wedding band in his pocket. And then he goes on to he puts you up on this high pedestal. And then he goes on to the devaluation phase. So he starts chipping away at you to break you down from that pedestal, right? Everything I said was a lie. You're none of those things that I said, right? And so the wounded empath will be crushed and caught off guard, and they won't know what hit them. Because one day he's bringing you roses, and the next day he's telling you that you're worthless, you're nothing, nobody wants you, look at you, right? And so the wounded empath is confused. Once he goes through she goes through the devaluation phase, then what they're doing is they're preparing you for the discard phase, because the narcissist has to devalue you in their mind. It has to be you. They can't say that it's something wrong with them, the reason they are going to the discard phase. It has to be something that you did, because God forbid something be wrong with them, right? So they go through the devaluation phase because they're prepping you for the discard phase. Now, the discard phase, what they're doing is they're out and about and they're feeding. They probably have some supply out there. Not probably. They're with somebody else, right? They're feeding on somebody else, and they've put you up on the shelf like an appliance. And now they're over here messing with this appliance. And when they're bored with that appliance, they'll come back and take you off of the shelf if you let them, right? So that's the discard phase. So after the discard phase, when they're ready to come take you back off the shelf again, they start doing the hoovering. Let's talk about it. What does the hoovering phase look like? The word hoovering, the term hoovering, is literally named after the Hoover vacuum cleaner. They're trying to suck you back in into the narcissistic cycle. A lot of times they will use X for that. You know, they'll try to have X with you. You know what I mean? They'll try to get you in bed. And so, but what they do is they might start off with the, hey, big head. Hey there, what you doing? Such and such told me you asked about me, knowing doggone well you didn't ask nothing, right? So this is the hoovering stage. You didn't block them. You didn't do anything. You're just sitting there wounded that he or she has abandoned you, right? And so they have full access to you. So now they're at that hoovering stage where they text you. What you doing? You know? WYD. Where you at? So they will start off with that phase. That's if it's just a boyfriend, girlfriend type of energy. If it's more than that, if it's like a marriage or a long-term relationship that you've had with the narcissist, they'll try to hoover you in with, I still love you type of energy. It's the emotional hoovering. I still love you after all I've done for you. I can't believe this is happening. No one's ever loved me like you. What about the children? They're quick to use the children. So these are the more intense relationships that have been going on for a while. They will use emotional manipulation to try to hoover you back in just one more time. If it's like depending on where the level of the relationship is, they will go back to the love bombing, like send roses to the creepy stuff. Like, we're not even talking, and you're sending roses to the job, or you're sending flowers to the house, or you're sending gifts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They also will use the opportunity for holidays. Like, they love holidays because everybody's there drinking, everybody's there eating, partying. There's lots of energy to feed on. And so they'll try to weasel their way back in around the holidays. So you may have to do something like, okay, well, the children want to see their father, and everybody's going to be at your mom's house. You might just have to miss Christmas, or go there earlier and go spend time with your family, and then give him or her a time to come over there to be with the children, so you can be out of there. Because basically, they don't really want to see the children. They don't want to see the family. They want to try to hoover you back in. All right? Because it's a game to the narcissist. Remember, this is chess, not checkers. It's a game to the narcissist. Your whole world is crushed. Your body is crushed. Your spirit is crushed. Your self-esteem is crushed behind this narcissist, and then they want to come around and play with you, play with your emotions, just so they can feed on you, right? And so they may bring up stuff like, remember when they may bring up a love bombing phase. Remember the good old days? They're reminiscing, trying to reminisce with you. Anything to pull you in for energy. They may do things like stalk your social media. If you have a platform, they may watch you on your platform. Things of that sort. That's why you go back to the no contact phase, where you block them from all of that so that they can't do that, right? If they like your post that you posted or something, or put a comment under your post, that's a form of hoovering. Any type of contact with the narcissist after the discard phase is hoovering. Or any type of contact after, when the healed narcissist leaves during the devaluation phase, it's hoovering. But they normally won't come back for you after. If you leave them during the de-evaluation phase, they normally don't mess with you, because they know that you see them. If you get to the discard phase, they think they're still in the game. If you get to the phase, to the point where they discard you, they think that they are still in the game. So you gotta get rid of the narc in the devaluation phase. And now they know you're not playing, that you're not somebody that they can play with. Right? If they get you through the devaluation phase, and then they decide when they want to dump you, then they think they got you on the hook. So they might stalk you through your friends, like, hey, you heard from such and such. They might stalk you through your friends, or they might call you and say, hey, I saw your friend, and she said you was asking about me, bruh. Bruh, come on now, ain't nobody asking about you. And then they may go through through something. It may be as nasty as to do a crisis hoovering. So they'll do the emotional hoovering, the love bombing hoovering, the stalking hoovering, the just, hey, check in hoovering. And then they may be nasty enough to do the crisis hoovering, which is where they create some type of crisis that only you can solve. Like, for example, if they have the children, they might create some type of crisis amongst the children, so that, you have to come over there and you have to fix the situation. Or they'll create some type of family crisis, and that you'll feel that you're emotionally attached to, and then that you will come over there and try to solve the issue. They may fake an illness, or they may have an illness, but they'll amplify it up. They will make you think they're about to transition, so that you come over there to say your goodbyes, and that son of a gun lives another 6 years. Excuse me. I just tickled myself with that. You be mad, like, I thought you was sick. Oh my goodness. Forgive me. So they might fake a crisis, or they might go somewhere like, that was so bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it though. I don't know how to edit the video to take it out. So you're going to have to give me a minute. I'll figure it out. Anyways, they might they might go and say something like, suicidal threats or something like that, right? And that's stressful for the empath because you're going to worry about them regardless, but I'm letting you know some of the tactics, how far they will go to try to hoover you back in. Hoover myself back in so I can get back on track. If it's a relationship where there's a connection, there's been a strong connection there for years, they may try to hoover you back in with the false hope hoovering, where they, I'm going to get counseling. I'm going to change. I want to make this work. I'm really going to change this time. Or they might hoover you with the false hope hoovering of, I'm going to start going to church. I'm going to go talk to the pastor. Whatever they know that you've been begging them to do for years and they haven't done, all of a sudden they're interested in doing. So basically, they will go through any means necessary to get back that supply, to get back that source. Now, remember, supply just isn't your compassion and your love and your empathy. Supply is your anger, your sadness, your fear, your anxiety, any type of emotional response to the narcissist once the discard phase has happened, or you left during the devaluation phase. But like I said, if you leave during the devaluation phase, they normally don't come back messing with you because they know you're not there to play. But if you get to the discard phase, they're going to come back and try to hoover you. And it could take anywhere. They might try to hoover you in the next week. They might try to hoover you in the next year. Because the narcissist never forgets you. Now, they don't spend all their time. Some of them may stalk and stuff like that, the higher level narcissist, but the average narc is not going to be stalking you too much, like following you around and stuff. They still have to go to work and live their life, but they will, they'll stalk you to a certain degree. They will. So I'm not going to put that, I wouldn't put that past them. At any rate, the narcissist wants any type of energy from you. This is the key. The key is, their goal is never to reconcile with you. 9 times out of 10 is to regain control over your energy. It's never to truly reconcile with you. They're just trying to gain control. They're just trying to one-up you. They're just trying to one-up you. Now, if the narcissist has received a narcissistic wound, they will try to gain control to get revenge. So when the narcissist goes through the phases and then they discard you and then they try to hoover you back in, or you discard them first, like you discard them in the evaluation phase, most times they won't come back because they know that you see them, but sometimes they will have a narcissistic wound. So they will try to come back for revenge. They'll come back to the love bomb phase. Oh, I know you didn't mean it. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll get you in public and then they'll devaluate you in front of people, or they'll do something like that. So always remember that the goal of the narcissist is never to reconcile and to make up and peace and all of that. Their goal is to cause you harm, is to hurt you. So all of their makeup tactics, their makeup sex, their makeup taking you out, their makeup love bombing, it's all a tactic to get revenge on you, because they have a narcissistic wound. Their ego is very, very fragile. Now, it's fragile on the smallest things, but if you discard them, that's a huge narcissistic wound for them. You go no contact, huge narcissistic wound for them. And so they want revenge. Don't let them back in. Don't let them back in. Once again, I apologize for my laughing earlier. I don't know what got into me. That's all I have for you today. Here on Closing the Gap, we'll make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and spiritual journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're really feeling my vibe, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you know the next time I upload. Like the video so they can get out there in the algorithm. Just like it became in your algorithm, somebody had to like it first. So go ahead and do someone else a favor that may need this information. Now, this information is everywhere, but we all know that our vibe attracts our tribe, right? And so someone may be attracted to my vibe and they may hear the information that I have to share. Assist me in getting the information out. Yeah. We'll see you next time here on Closing the Gap.